What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Back doing. We back doing tonight, man. Back doing tonight till we can get it right. I'm not gonna look up. I saw him sitting on the side. I say, let me put him on for 2 seconds. But no, we're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight. But I got a topic that jumped into my brain and I have to share it with y'all. I gotta share it with y'all. So as y'all come in, please click that like button for your big brother. I know y'all didn't expect to see me 2 nights in a row. I didn't expect to be here 2 nights in a row, but when I walked in the door, I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this. So we'll see who shows up tonight and we'll get it going. But whatever's going on, whoever's here, y'all click the like button, man. That's the thumbs up icon. And subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications, man. So let's get it on. I'm gonna wait a little second. Let it build up just a little bit more. We don't build up too high as it is, but I want to get a little bit more in here. But to me, this is a very, very important topic. Very important topic. It can save us a lot of crap. I appreciate y'all for the few of y'all that are in here balancing off these likes. I appreciate it. Let's go and go. We ain't gonna wait on nobody. Let's go. We're talking about the power of self-awareness. So the first question probably would be, well, what is self-awareness? Or we just take it on face level, okay, being aware of self. But that's true, but it's a lot more detailed than that. One thing that I'm always in favor of, y'all, I'm always in favor of people having high self-esteem, people having a belief in themselves that says, you know, I'm somebody important. People having confidence in themselves to where they know that they can accomplish whatever it is that they're setting out to accomplish. And in some cases, they've already done that. They've already accomplished great things. And so in that regard, it develops a degree of self-awareness and understanding of who you are in terms of status, in terms of popularity, in terms of influence, in terms of importance in the eyes of some people. You know, not all people, because nobody is important to everybody. But that's some of the things that develop that self-awareness, is that confidence and the things that I just mentioned. But self-awareness also falls under the category of knowing your limitations, knowing not just what you are, but knowing what you are not. So, give you an example. You got a guy on a basketball team who he's really not a good ball handler. He really can't dribble that good. But every time he gets the ball in his hand on the break, he takes off running, trying to dribble. And he believes that he's a better ball handler than he is. But more times than not, when he takes off running, trying to dribble, somebody comes and steals the ball away from him. Somebody comes and traps him, and he throws it and turns it over. Or he dribbles and just loses it off his leg, or just it bounces crazy because he's not a good ball handler, but he's not aware of the fact that he's a good, for some reason, he thinks he's a good ball handler. That is a lack of self-awareness. So our shortcomings are just as important for us to be aware of as our strengths, our strong points, the things that we're clearly good at. Y'all click that like as y'all come in, man. So this is what I mean about the importance of self-awareness. And it can save you a lot of uncomfortable situations, a lot of embarrassment, and a lot of mistakes in your life if you practice that understanding. But the problem is that a lot of people don't practice it because number one, they're not even aware. You have to be aware to be self-aware. They don't even realize that that is an issue with them. That's one of the main reasons why people don't practice it. Number two is that when you just have this high view of yourself, you don't think that there's anything wrong with you. You don't think that there's nothing character-wise that you even have to work on. She's like, who, me? Like, no, everybody loves me. Everybody wants to be around me. And when you say that, the people you say it around, they're going, no. And then you're like, what do you mean? Wait, what? Wait, y'all ain't feeling me? And then somebody comes along and say, look, man, let me tell you something. And they tell you the hard truth because you were not aware of the situation. So one of the things that happens when people don't have that understanding about, hold on, time out. Everybody just coming in, click that thumbs up for your big brother. Let's catch these likes up to the amount of people that's in the room. Let's catch these likes up. But when you don't have that understanding, you can rub a lot of people the wrong way, and you can take yourself out of positions that could elevate you in life. Now, when I say take yourself out of positions that can elevate you in life, don't ever make the mistake of thinking that I'm talking about kissing somebody's butt to elevate, or uh, faking it to present yourself as something that you're not in order to elevate. No, I'm saying that when you got a pretty good understanding of your position, it puts you in better positions, if that makes sense. If I know, okay, I know that I'm not an artist who can come along and try to charge somebody $50,000 for a show. Hey man, how much you want for a show? Well, man, how much did y'all give? How much did y'all pay NBA YoungBoy? Oh, we paid NBA YoungBoy. We gave him 100,000 for the show. Well, I need 100,000 too. And my reach and my base is not as big as NBA YoungBoy. My draw, my ability to bring in a crowd and fill those seats up is not the same, not even close to being in the same stratosphere as NBA YoungBoy, right? But I'm telling everybody, well, y'all paid him that. Y'all need to give me that. I've been in the game all these years. He just got here. You don't have a self-awareness. They may come and they may say, okay, you may have a base. They may come and say, you know what, man, look, man, look, man, we'll give you 10. We'll give you 10,000. What? 10,000? No, man, no. Because you're looking at somebody else and you're comparing what their status is and what they've earned to where you in your mind believe that you are. And as a talent, you may be equal or better than the one who's making the big bucks as a talent, but as a draw. See, this is business. When it comes to the business side, the promoter, the business people, the venue, they want to find out who gonna sell these, who gonna make these tickets move, and who gonna fill these seats up. And the venue don't even care in most cases. They don't know who this guy is, who the artist is. All they know is whenever this guy comes to town, we make a lot of money. If you're not able to fill up the little hole in the wall club that's around the corner from your own house, then you are not in a position to demand the same as somebody who can fill up seats and who can is a bigger draw than you. You have to be real with yourself. And I'm making these analogies because we'll go into some other stuff, but I'm using these analogies so y'all can kind of get a feel of what, a lack of self-awareness is. And so what happens is, although everybody on this planet is important, everybody on this planet is someone who deserves respect, is someone who deserves uh, to be treated equally as a human being. As a human being, keep that in mind. What I'm saying, just as a human being. But in other fields that we may go into, we can make the mistake of feeling like we are more important in the eyes of other people in that field than we really are. That's where the problem comes in. So now we're thinking this is how y'all are supposed to view me. When I walk into the room, this is how you, her, him, her, this is how y'all supposed to receive me. This is how y'all supposed to view me. This is how y'all are supposed to approach me because of something I have in my head about myself. Now, there may be some people in the room that feel that way about me. Well, they be, oh man, wow, hey man, K, man, hey. But there might be some other people in the room that never even heard of me before a day in their life. So they're like, I don't know who that is. So because the ones who did know, the ones who did come at me in the way that I expected them, I'm thinking now, this is how everybody, this is how y'all, people in the grocery store supposed to view me. This is how people at the park supposed to view me. This is how people on the street, at the wedding reception, wherever we at. And that's just not the case with everybody. Now, if you some international superstar, yeah, you did that. That's what you get. That's you used to that. That's gonna happen. But you have to have enough awareness to know that you, while you could be great, you are not always who you think you are in the eyes of everybody else. So arrogance kind of kicks in, and sometimes you may hear an arrogant person, they'll say, do you know who I am? Hold on, time out. Wait a minute. Hold on. Do y'all know who I am? But the problem with that is that if you have to ask that question, then you already know the answer. I always cringed anytime somebody said that. you must not know who I am. I don't know who you are, because we messed up and thought that because some other people knew who I was, everybody knows, or everybody is supposed to know. If if you're in a moment and you're having a moment where people are showing love and acknowledging you, be grateful for that love and that acknowledgement, because God blessed you with people who view you in that light. Be grateful for that. But if you come across people who don't, then the approach should never be, or the mindset should never be, man, what's wrong with these people? They don't know me. The mindset should be, what do I have to do to make these people know who I am? And this is something you say to yourself. This is not something you go say to the people, or you, man, how y'all don't know me? Y'all don't know me? No, I have to say, okay, it's some work. I got some work to do. It's some things that I need to do to improve myself in the eyes of the people, and to make myself more known and recognized to the people that I may wish to know me. But to never take an arrogant approach, an approach of entitlement, if that's a good word to use, because I think that a lot of times when we do kind of get some motion, it makes us have this sense of entitlement, like everywhere we go, everybody is supposed to just roll out the red carpet, throw flowers in front of us as we walk in, throw rose petals out in front of us before we walk in, and walk on the rose petals. And I'm telling you, that's a recipe for embarrassment. Or it's a recipe, not necessarily for embarrassment all the time, but a recipe for a wake-up call that may not come in a way that is easily digestible to you. See? So what is the cure to that? The cure to that is humility. Because and like I say, learning to be self-aware means that, okay, if I got a high opinion of myself, that's great. You should never be condemned or down talked or ridiculed or criticized negatively because you have a high opinion of yourself, because the high opinion of yourself got you to whatever level that you are on. You had to have that self-belief. But you also have to say, well, you know what? I don't get mobbed everywhere I go. I don't walk into the restaurant and when I sit down, people start recognizing and coming over to the table. I mean, just the whole restaurant. It happens from time to time. I don't go out to eat and the owner comes to the table and, oh, we're so glad to have you here. Everything you want is on the house. Can you just take a picture? We want to hang the picture on the kids following you. I'm sorry, children following you when you're walking down the street. They following behind you like you the Pied Piper. If that ain't happening to you, you you are not on the level that you might think that you're on. That's just the reality. And it's okay. We have to take that again as a lesson and as a humbling experience, to be like, yeah, I got work to do. So that's one degree of learning self-awareness. Because here's something that I learned as well. Even if you are in a setting where people are just coming to you. Oh, can I take a picture? Kay, can I take a picture? Oh man, please. That's cool. That's great. But you still should never let yourself become big-headed behind that, because if you have a flashlight, if you turn on a flashlight in a dimly lit room, that flashlight is gonna illuminate the room good enough for now you can see, you can read. Okay, that's just the paper I was looking for. I can read that, the light. I got the flashlight shined on it. But if somebody comes in the room and clicks on the big light, what happens to that light from the flashlight? Do you still see that light from the flashlight? And if you do see it, how strong does it appear now? How does it look now that the big light is on? Walk out into the daytime and the sun is out, and you turn on a flashlight. You may or may not even be able to see that light. So the point I'm making is that somebody else can come on the scene while you getting all your love, and they're bigger than you, and it'll shift the whole focus away from you. I've seen it happen. Because a greater God walked onto the scene. You was great. You great. You still great. They love you. But while they was loving on you, somebody looked over to the side and said, "Look, it's," and everybody was like, exit stage left to go over there and shower that person with love. So even in your moments of receiving the love, be humble and be aware. Like, okay, hey man, I appreciate it, because at any minute, don't be arrogant, because any minute somebody will show you, mm-mm. You're the greatest thing that we have right now in this little room right now, but that doesn't mean you're the greatest thing throughout the entire world. Not to take away anything from you, because you're still great. Just have to be humble. So self-awareness in that regard, I covered that a lot, but also self-awareness in another regard. This might come off a little crazy, but I gotta say it. When you have people who they dress a certain way, I want to give y'all this game, because again, it's about embarrassment. It's about, cringe-worthy moments. If if an outfit looks good on one person, on the dude in the magazine, it don't always mean it's gonna look right on you, bruh. If the outfit looks good on the superstar actress, the model, it don't mean it's gonna always look right on you, sis. This is not a one thing fits all type of scenario in those cases where it's like, ooh, I like that. That's nice. Yeah, it's nice, but it ain't for you. Your body build, your build is not conducive to that particular outfit. So these are things that fall under the category of lacking self-awareness. In some cases, it's about lacking friends too, because your friend supposed to say, man, hey, no, hey, bro, no. But your friends, your so-called friends, they'll let you step out on the scene looking like that. But it shouldn't come to your friends. Because I understand how one thing about our eyes can really, really, really deceive us in certain ways. Our eyes can deceive us in certain ways, and we will look right in the mirror with that outfit on and be like, yeah, I look just like old boy. I look just like old girl. Oh, you don't. Your belly sticking all out and hanging all over. And come on, man. And it ain't no type of disrespect. It's more so of self-awareness. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, I'm a little too heavy for that. Or just like me, I can look at a certain outfit. I'm too skinny to wear it. I can't wear that. That ain't fun. That wasn't made for me. That wasn't made for me. That was made for somebody else. But because you like the outfit, I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it anyway. And you around here looking crazy. See? Or there may be somebody with a certain personality type, right? And that person speaks in a way that makes people react positively towards him or her because of their personality. It has an attracting power on it. Even when they say, you ever seen people who they talk crazy to people all the time, but nobody gets mad because it's something in their personality that even though they're talking crazy, it's enduring. I mean, it's endearing to them. It's like, yeah, he talking crazy, but I kind of like that guy. He's funny to me. We've all known people like that. So somebody else comes along and they try to act like that, but it don't go over the same way because it's number one, it's not really who you are. Number two, your inflections are not received the same. Your voice is not the same. Your look is not the same. All these things factor in. So you're trying to do something that's outside of the realm of your personality, and it's not received because you don't have the self-awareness to know that's his personality. That's her personality. That's not me. Trying to be something that I'm not. We got to recognize it. I think about things as an artist, and a lot of things that I'll say are based around just like principles that I've learned just from being an artist, but they spill over, they apply into actual everyday life. Knowing when to say when, knowing when is enough. Like, I don't know how many of y'all are from the hood. If you're from the hood, you can say, yeah, or me, or whatever, but anyway. And it may not be something that's just 100% um, relegated to being from the hood. I'm just put this out there. You ever seen somebody that was roasting somebody, whether it's in the neighborhood, whether it's at school, wherever you at, you have seen somebody just getting roasted. And the person that was doing the roasting got everybody laughing, got everybody cracking up, like falling over, crying, laughing, running, all this good stuff. And the person that's getting roasted took it for a little while, But now you starting to see that it's starting to get to them. Enough is enough. All right, you won. But the person that's doing the roasting, boy, they can't stop. They steady, boy, they would, because they have become intoxicated by the laughter, by everybody co-signing how bad they ranking on this dude or roasting this dude or female. So that person who's roasting, they don't have the awareness to look at the other person, even though they see it. Because the other person might have been laughing. The first three ranks, they might have laughed. But now you've been roasting me for 28 minutes now. But they don't see where this is going. Now the person got mad. That escalates, turns into a fight, or potentially worse. We've seen it. If you grew up in a neighborhood, you've seen this a million times. People end up fighting behind it. Go, all right, man, look. But it's always somebody else. See, I was the dude that I always recognized when the person that was getting roasted was starting to get fed up. I always see, because I'll be laughing too. But then I could look and be like, he's starting to get mad. Hey man, you might want to chill out now, man. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him make it, man. Let him make it. Go to somebody else. Bounce over to somebody else. And a lot of time, those cats don't want to go to nobody. They on a roll with this guy. It's about reading the room. Reading the room is one of the best. Being able to read the room is one of the greatest gifts that you can have, because it keeps you out of a lot of situations. It keeps you out of a lot of embarrassing moments or controversial or troublesome moments, because you can walk into, I've said this before, I've asked this question before. You ever walked into a room and stuff was already going down and you just blindly walk in? And when you walk in, the tension is already there. And you like what's going on in here? Ain't nobody even said nothing. But you can just look at the faces. You can feel it in the air. It's just like that's having the ability to read the room, compared to somebody who sees the tension. They saw how it all started up, and they'll still say something so out of pocket in the moment that it only throws logs on the fire, instead of knowing how to diffuse a situation. Let me separate these people. Hey man, hey, what's up? Hey boy, come out at me real quick. Come out at my side. I want to show you something. Get the tension people separated. All of these things are skills and qualities, but the first skill is being able to recognize whatever it is off the rip. Got to be able to see it before it happens. You got to know your lane. It's another form of being self-aware, is to know your lane. Know what you can and cannot do. So in our attempts a lot of times to impress other people, people who we feel or we aspire to get next to, whether it be in business, whether it be a male trying to get next to a female trying to get next to a male, whether it be at the job, I'm going to try to do something that I'm not capable of doing just to get there or impress somebody. And you end up messing yourself up. You end up embarrassing yourself or hurting yourself. See? Because you got to know, in whatever field it is, you got to know what your limitations are. Think about rap music. A lot of my analogies are going to always revert to rap music or sports or somewhere along those lines because they are such great metaphors for life experiences. I asked a question on another live that's unrelated to this topic, but I asked a question. We were talking about something. I was like, man, how many rappers do you think there is? Just period. And people was throwing out all kind of numbers. Man, there got to be 1 million rappers. There got to be 100,000 rappers. There got to be whatever your number was. You got so many different types of cats who rap different ways. So let's take 2 rappers that are both successful. You got Twister. That's the name that popped in my head. You got Twister. Then you got Too Short. 2 highly successful artists for decades. Rap and sound nothing alike. Twister can jump on a beat and start spitting fast, tongue twisting, rapid fire, just super speed. Everything just totally clear, and the clarity of it, you can hear every word, just perfection. Too Short ain't finna try to do that. Too Short come in and I remember how it all began. I used to sing dirty rap. Simple and plain. But that's his lane. Both equally as dope as the other. So what if Short say, man, I like that tongue twister style. I'm going to do me a song like that. That's not to say he's not capable of doing it. I don't know. But it's to say that he knows what his lane, his strength is. Like, I ain't even try to do that. It's not me. It's not who I am. I do what works for me. You should be found doing what works for you in all facets of life, whatever facet that you are in, whatever field that you are in, not just no entertainment. I said all the time, what I said earlier, you got a guy who can't dribble trying to bring the ball up like a point guard. You're not self-aware. You're not looking at what your gift is because you locked in on somebody else's. Do some people have multiple abilities? Absolutely. There are people that can do all different types of stuff. They can do it all. But if you happen to not be one of those, you just happen to have that one, max out that one. Max out that one. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. Been a while since we did a topic. When I have a subject, I don't answer random questions about anything except what's on the subject. So this is not an open topic tonight, y'all. So let's see where we at. Let's see if anybody is on topic. Yeah. Miss Lady Sample says, don't you know who I am? That's one of them goofy lines you might hear coming from my place. But we joke a lot. Yeah, we joke about that too. I got homies that joke. We joke like that too. But the problem is, there's a lot of people that say that they ain't joking. They not joking. You are not always the person in somebody else's eyes that you view yourself to be. I've heard people start listing their accomplishments. I did this, and I'm the one who did this. I'm the one. There are people that care, and there are people that don't. Yeah. Walter says, wanting another possession but can't match his worth. And that's what I was speaking of earlier. You may be just as talented or more, but you got to be realistic. You can't draw. Like I said, if you put together shows and you get 9 people at your show, you can't be delusional. Shout out to MC Josiah for the super chat. Thank you for the donation, my brother. I saw one of your I saw you spitting online the other day, man. I'm reading y'all's comments now. I'm not getting much from y'all. Y'all are all over the place. Y'all are way off topic. Way off topic. Most of y'all. Y'all have no self-awareness about what this topic is about tonight. Walter says that which is outside you is within you. When we master the imbalance within self, we balance the confusion outside of self. Man, that's wisdom. See? If we're looking at somebody else, because a lot of times, that's the subject of envy. The spirit of envy will kick in, and that will make us go out of pocket behind what we see somebody else accomplishing, and it starts to bother us that it's them and not us. So when Walter says that which is outside of you is within you, you looking at it, you upset about it because it's the blessing is falling on somebody else, not channeling the ability to tap into that same thing that's in here, in you. It's there. But you're using the energy to be mad at the manifestation of it in somebody else. Click the like button, man, if y'all just coming in, man. And Walter said, when we master the imbalance within self, meaning that when you are able to conquer that war, those warring spirits, those spirits that are going to war in you, when you master that and conquer those spirits, you find yourself at peace with what's going on outside of yourself. And you view it through a different kind of lens. You view it through the lens of appreciation. You view it through the lens of respect. You view it through the lens of gratitude on 2 fronts. The first wave of gratitude, I can give you an example. I went to an awards show tonight, right? A local awards show. Shout out to Broadcast Houston, my brother Darnell, always doing it for the city. He threw his annual Broadcast Houston Awards show. He asked his big brother to come out. I'm coming out to support. I'm coming out to sit in the audience and just support and show love to all of those artists. I didn't know that they had nominated me for an award. Well, I won't say they nominated me. They nominated us because they nominated the Underground Dialogue podcast for I forgot the category, but it was a bunch of podcasts in the category. I had no idea that we were nominated. Didn't care that we were nominated. I was there to support. So when my brother Mike D won the award, I was smiling and clapping because I'm like, yeah, because I know Mike D. And I know the kind of work that he's put in the both the 2 feet all the way in, both feet all the way in to working and building up that platform that he's built up and he's building up. So I'm viewing that as he walked on the stage to receive the award. I'm viewing that from a lens of gratitude. I'm grateful to the Creator for his blessing. So that's the wave that I want us to get on. I want us, see, it's easy for us, for when we hit a lick, when we get a blessing, it's easy for us to say, "God, thank you so much for the blessing, Lord. Lord, thank you, Lord. Thank you for blessing me." Some of us don't even do that. We get so arrogant, we think we blessed ourselves. But that's another conversation. But it's easy for us to thank him for our blessings. But how many of us thank God for how he blessed somebody else? Because you have to put yourself in the mindset of what that blessing means to that person that's not you. Because you know how you would feel if you were one who got the blessing. So that person feels how you would feel. He feels the same thing. Be happy for that. Gratitude on 2 fronts. Grateful that, hey, we didn't even know we was in the category. We were just coming to hang out. Now, me being 40-something years in the game, I've been doing this 40 years. I've been doing this over 40 years, man. And myself, bruh, I could not count. This ain't no flex. I don't want y'all to think what I'm saying is a flex. I cannot count how many awards, how many plaques and certificates, accolades and acknowledgments, any of that. I can't count how much of that stuff I got. I'm at no deficit of that. But I understand anytime I go to a ceremony like that and I see these other artists, actors, singers, business people, rappers, when I see them get acknowledged and we know, okay, well, this ain't somebody that's on the Billboard 200. This ain't somebody that's going platinum and double platinum. This ain't somebody that's known all over the world and all over the place. These are people who are independent artists, struggling artists, artists that are chasing their dreams, still trying to make it, still trying to come up, possibly new or possibly have been doing it 10, 15, 20 years in some cases, but have never, ever, ever got any acknowledgement, or very seldom have received so much as a little plaque, HEB plaque. Never received nothing, man. And you don't know how much that means to somebody. I've seen it a million times. I've seen people who never got nothing, man, and almost about to cry behind a paper certificate that somebody went and got for the ceremony and wrote their name in it. That goes a long way with people, man. Because people just want to feel like the work that they do and have done is not for nothing. And sometimes that little acknowledgement can add a whole tank of fuel back into that person who may have been losing their motivation, who may have been feeling like, I ain't gonna do this much longer, man. I ain't doing this no more. I've seen it. So when I see it now, even people I never heard of, I don't know who this guy is. I love seeing that. I love to see it, man. Because anybody who knows me, and y'all may have heard me say this on several occasions on our podcast, in person when I talk to people, I hate when somebody gives up and quits on their dream. I hate it. That's one of the things I hate the most in life. I hate to see somebody in 2023. I hate to see somebody in 2023 and they was in the game, just enthusiastic, loving every minute of it, always out in the streets working, trying to build it up. And then I run into you in 2025 and you done quit because you done gave up, because in those 2 years, the game done put them things on you and you didn't have the fight in you to fight back and overcome it. I hate that. So when I see artists persevere over the years and finally get that love, I'm like, might not mean much to this person, might not be a Grammy award, might not be an Oscar award, but guess what? It's an award that represents an acknowledgement from a group of peers that are in your space, in your area, in your place, or wherever they may be from, that somebody saw what you was doing and thought enough about it to give you some love. Y'all click that like button, man. If you're just coming in, if y'all just coming in, click that thumbs up for your big brother. We talk about self-awareness and the power of it. We'll get into that part, the power of self-awareness. Because you can gain so many advantages just by knowing who you are and knowing how to maximize and operate in the space that is you. I'm just going to randomly look at a name. I see Dark Miss. I cannot be a better version of Dark Miss than Dark Miss can be. And whatever it is that he may do, I cannot be a better version of that, no matter how I fake it, no matter how many people I may be able to fool along the way. I cannot be a better version of him than him. And once I accept that and lock in on who I am, and so my awareness is locked in on who I am, I can reach the fullest potential of me. And that's something so unique that nobody else can do. But the problem is we get caught so much up in looking beyond us, looking at the greatness of somebody else and thinking, number one, I could never be that great. I can never be that great. But what I'm going to try to do is try to act as close to that person as I can in hopes that I can fool people into thinking that I'm as great as him. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You may fool people for a minute, but man, how long you going to be somebody? Why you want to be somebody else? Bubba C says, oh yeah, I'm not even good at that. If I sit here and try to think about my strengths and weaknesses and be self-aware, I constantly think about what I'm not good at. But guess what? It ain't nothing wrong with that. Another sports analogy. As an athlete, you are taught to work on your weaknesses. Your strengths are natural. If I'm a natural right-handed player, I can dribble with my right hand the first time I touch a basketball because that's my dominant hand. But my left hand is weak. See, if my left hand is weak, I can't dribble. So when I cross over to that left, lost it out of bounds. So you're taught to work on the weakest parts of your game. But in order to work on the weakest parts of your game, you have to recognize what the weakest parts of your game are. So it's nothing wrong that your weaknesses come into your head because it gives you an opportunity to turn a weakness into a strength. If you work on it, okay, I'm going to work on that. People say I got a bad attitude. Let me work on that. Let me work on being more pleasant to people. I acknowledge, yeah, sometimes I might have a bad attitude. Let me work on being nicer to people. Not being a pushover, but being nicer to people. People say I'm selfish. Let me work on being more generous to people. Not being a sucker and letting people just take everything from me, but not being so stingy to where I keep everything that I'm blessed with to myself. And I know I had enough to help somebody out. And sometimes those weaknesses are really hard when you set in your ways, but these are the things that you just demonstrated. Bubba just demonstrated self-awareness, just to even think about your weaknesses. Because again, that's why that's where the power lies. The power of self-awareness is recognizing the things that need to be improved on. Because some people don't. And like I said in the beginning, it ain't nothing wrong with having a high opinion of yourself. But you have to have sense enough to know that everybody don't see you the way you see yourself. So the layers to that is that you are either delusional in some areas, not every area. Some areas you may be just, hey man, that's a bad dude. I'm a bad dude, and I know I'm cold. I know I'm cold. You might have that mindset. But in other areas, you might not be as cold as you think you are. Might not be. Might not be as popular as you think you are. See? So when you're not as popular as you think you are, it turns into a moment where you feel like you should be received in a certain way. And then when you're not, it's like confusion, like, Don't you know who I am? So I'm back in y'all's comments again. Hey, y'all, I'm not answering anything outside of this topic. I probably have done 10 straight open topics. It's my first time in a while having a topic. So if we're not on topic, y'all, don't even waste your typing. Don't even waste your typing energy. Saint Struggling says self-awareness is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Savage Philosopher says self-awareness, knowing your place and how to apply yourself. All right. I'm just going through the comments, seeing if somebody gonna blow my mind. Click that like button, man. Click that like button. I ain't gonna hang around here much longer with y'all tonight. But that's the thing, Alyssa. I didn't leave with the award. I didn't even come to receive an award. I didn't know I was nominated for one. I'm fine with it. Man, I get so much joy out of seeing these young artists and older artists, because it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of people that have been doing this so long that don't never get no credit, man. I can't, y'all will never hear me talking about how I've never got no love from what's the word I'm looking for? Because there's a lot of places, a lot of areas where I don't get no love, but I don't care about it like that. But in my city and even around the world, man, I get so much love. Y'all in here right now is an example of the love I get. I'm not at any attention deficit, but it's a lot of people that are, man, and I'll be wanting to see them get some shine. Can you dig it? I'm reading y'all's comments, man. Is that Run Scene File? He said Inner Visions by Stevie Wonder. What a beautiful song that is. Go listen to that song Stevie Wonder got called Inner Visions. Inner visions in my mind. Walter says, was that to positive or let just say change their perception? Okay. Be self-aware enough to know when you're being insensitive to somebody else. Somebody else is how they feel. You have to be aware of the impact of your words to other people. People who are not self-aware, they'll say something offensive to somebody, or they may do something to somebody, and they may not think it was that harmful, and the person is clearly offended by it. And a person who's not self-aware says, man, he ain't worried about that, man. That girl feelings ain't hurt. We play like that. I always play like that with her. I always, tease her like that. Yeah, you always tease her like that, but you never stop to think about how it make her feel when you do that. Because she may have never told you that it hurt her feelings when you say that. A dude ain't saying nothing because he don't want to really seem like he weak. You gotta start thinking about how our words and actions affect other people. Phantom Face says, I thank God I'm me. Connie says, I love being me. Vincent says, self-conscious. That's right. Hey, y'all, I'm not going to be ahead of much longer, but let me say this again. If y'all are not asking the questions about this topic, don't waste your time tonight. Don't waste your time tonight, please. Connie said, I treat people the way I want to be treated. So that means I treat people really good. That's a self-awareness quality. The self-awareness to know that I don't want to make somebody feel in a bad way because I don't want myself to feel in a bad way based on something that they've done. We probably won't make it to 100 likes tonight. Phantom Face says people will always notice more about you than you notice about yourself. You know why? That's a great point. It's something I heard Minister Farrakhan say. He says that the eye sees outward. The eye, the physical eye, cannot look inward. And sometimes on that principle, it's easy for us to look at where she messed up, look at where he messed up. And you're so busy looking at what this person, oh, look, well, wow, look what he wearing. Wow, man, she wrong for doing this. Oh, he shouldn't have said that. Look. Never thinking that if we could reverse that and look inward, all of the flaws that we have as individuals should make us never be judgmental of somebody else's flaws like that. It's what it is. We got to get to the point where we start to learn how to notice our own shortcomings. All right, man. Drop y'all locations. Let me shout y'all out. Let me shout y'all out, man. Drop y'all locations. Told y'all we're going to hang around long tonight. Is that Ron Scene in Orlando? Horace Gully Jr. is in H-Town. Any of y'all who are new, man, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and check on us every day. I need y'all to check on us every day like a baby in the crib sleeping. You know, you come in and check on the baby every hour or so. I need y'all to come treat this channel like it's a baby. Y'all come check every day to check the new videos that we drop. Vincent is in Hawaii. Phantom Face is in Columbus. Alyssa, Texas. MC Josiah, Abilene, Texas. Connie is in San Diego. PDM 201 is in Germany. JD is in Fort Worth, Texas, SPC2G. You say in Dallas building? Okay. Walter McCune, is that McCune? Is in South Carolina. Bubba Seeds is out there in Orange, Texas in the building. Massini Choice, Adaroa. I know I'm saying that wrong. Every time I read that. One day I'm going to get it right. JD say babysit this channel. Precise Works, New Jersey. Yeah. EVM, Beaumont, Texas. I'm trying, Ron. Popcorn is in Sintown, Texas. What is that? What city is that? Probably Houston. And then we go from Sintown to Soup Town. Miss Lady Sample, Soup Town, Wisconsin. Why they call it Soup Town? Oh, Oh, I got you. Sinton, Texas. You broke it down. Okay, you split that. Okay, I see what you did. I got you. All good. All right, y'all. That's it. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all subscribe. Go check out the Underground Dialogue podcast. Order the new comic book, The Annihilation of the Evil Machine comic book. You can get it from oh man, I did all that for nothing. I did all that typing for nothing, man. There we go. That's where you can get the comic book from, man. Y'all go check it out. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. All right.